The fog hung low over the training grounds, swallowing the morning sun in a haze of gray. Every footstep on the wet gravel sounded like a warning. Ethan Clark, a veteran of countless missions, paused at the edge of the drill field, his breath forming ghostly clouds in the cold air. He had returned to Fort Raven with a heavy chest and a heavier conscience, memories of failure and missed opportunities pressing down like an unseen weight. The barracks smelled of damp canvas and gun oil, the faint scent of coffee lingering from early risers. Soldiers moved with quiet discipline, their chatter muffled, but Ethan's eyes caught a figure at the far edge of the field, Captain Lydia Hart. She stood perfectly still, surveying the recruits with a calm authority that seemed almost unreal. Years ago, he would have dismissed her, mocked her ideas, laughed at her strategies, but something in the way she commanded the field now made him uneasy. He turned back to the radio, the hum of the frequency filling the tense air. A crackling voice interrupted, "Clark, immediate briefing in 30. Coordinates will follow. You're needed." A shiver ran down his spine. Something was about to break the quiet, the controlled calm of routine. And deep inside, Ethan knew it wasn't just another mission, it was a reckoning. Ethan boarded the sleek reconnaissance aircraft, its metallic hull reflecting the low sun. Every switch, lever, and dial became a ritual, a test of muscle memory. The storm rolling in over the mountains mirrored the chaos in his mind. Wind tore at the fuselage as the rotors began to slice the air, and the radio crackled with scattered updates. The mission was simple in briefing but impossible in execution: reconnaissance over a region recently destabilized, enemy forces scattered but deadly. The aircraft's sensors painted a jagged landscape below, rivers swollen from rain, forests trembling with wind. Memories crept back unbidden, failed operations, partners lost, decisions that had haunted him for years. He remembered laughing at Lydia once, dismissing her wisdom as overly cautious. Now, every decision she had made on the field seemed flawless, precise, and eerily predictive. The past echoed in the present, every error a shadow over him. Suddenly, alarms blared. Hydraulic failure in the rear rotor. Ethan's hands danced over controls, heart hammering. The machine groaned under his touch, swaying against gusts. He realized, with a cold certainty, that he was utterly alone. Communications were failing, the storm too violent for any backup. The silence between the radio bursts was deafening, a void in which every fear multiplied. He had to survive. He had to reconcile with the truth buried under years of pride and mockery. And most of all, he had to confront the storm outside and the storm within. The landscape below became a blur of rain and shadow, and Ethan's thoughts turned inward. He remembered Lydia's words during their last joint exercise: experience is measured in wisdom, not age. At the time, he laughed. Now, he felt the bite of truth. She had surpassed him, not just in skill, but in insight, strategy, and resilience. The radio echoed fragments of her calm voice, guiding him, instructing him, reminding him that he wasn't alone. Every maneuver he executed was informed by her foresight, even from afar. The realization hit him like a thunderclap: his arrogance, his pride, his mocking, all of it had blinded him to the lesson standing right before him. In the cockpit, soaked by sweat and rain, Ethan faced his choice: surrender to fear, or embrace humility and trust in her guidance. The storm raged, but within that chaos, a quiet clarity emerged. With renewed focus, Ethan fought the machine and the storm as one. He followed Lydia's instructions to the letter, adjusting pitch, throttle, and bank angle, the aircraft responding like an extension of his will. Rivers swelled below, trees whipped sideways, but the reconnaissance zone came into view, enemy forces were detected and avoided, civilians left unharmed. As he navigated back, dawn broke, spilling golden light across jagged peaks. He felt the weight of years lift, a quiet release of pride and guilt. Lydia's calm, unwavering voice through the radio was no longer just guidance, it was a testament to what he had ignored for too long. He landed safely, stepping out onto wet tarmac, feeling rain-soaked liberation. He looked at Lydia, who met his gaze with a subtle nod. Words were unnecessary. Respect, acknowledgement, and humility filled the space between them. Ethan Clark whispered to himself, as if to the storm itself, "The brave teach, even when the pride blinds." If this story of humility, courage, and redemption moved you, subscribe to State's Heroic Stories for more epic real-life tales of heroism and life lessons.